Good job, Commander. Thanks to your brilliance on the battlefield, the rebellion is very close to being contained. There is only one Shogun who is left to surrender. Takara is planning a full-scale assault upon the throne. She needs to be stopped, sir. I know your men are tired and your equipment has been pushed to the limit, but this is our last chance to prevent this region from falling into chaos. Tatsu will brief you on the specifics. Good luck.
Commander, Takara inspires great loyalty in her men, but she cares nothing for the Empire. She has already turned her people against me. If we let this corruption spread, everything that my father stood for will crumble. Her samurai will die to protect her. Let them have that honor. Show no mercy, Commander. Kill them all.
You know, the funny thing about all this is that they changed the actor for this woman. And they're hoping we would notice by making her Japanese. But she's clearly not the same person as the original. They changed the actress. That's just weird. So this mission is absolutely brutal
This land is controlled by
and deadly.
Takara. She is young, but she has fought many battles. She has likely heard about the defeat of Shinzo and Kenji, so be on your guard. She may have laid traps for you.
Okay. So the first part of this is... the whole thing's actually really brutal.
We have a new weapon to help you out, sir. It's called the pacifier, but don't let the name fool you. It will rain serious firepower down on enemy positions.
Okay.
We'll put an end to this.
New objective received.
There's a cold front coming in.
A unit is under attack.
I'm cool with that. Alright. Like a cool breeze.
Pretty much with the proper setup, like, everything can be destroyed pretty easily, yes?
Teaming up over here.
It has begun.
Look at this, just so much damage! God, the allies are in need of a serious nerf! If not for the fact that, in fact, they're fine. They're mostly fine.
We will settle this.
They,
A unit is
are
under
fine only, really, because
We'll put them to rest.
Stash it, anyone?
Transport your construction vehicle
that
to one of the indicated
there is no
coordinates
multiplayer.
as soon as possible.
Otherwise they would just be too powerful.
No problem.
These
The enemy knows you
guys.
are here and are preparing assault forces. Muster your defenses as soon as possible. Enemy base detected.
Reposition. They can't win.
Need an ice sculpture.
They weaken.
The range on these units is insane too.
Position.
What is ready for a cold run? Make room
Few
for
infantry
peace.
left.
It's love winter time.
They will comply. As planned. Wear them out.
Sweet. Oh, there's still a couple more left.
Received. We'll put them to rest.
Stash it, anyone? Another for the meat locker. Need an ice sculpture.
unit is under
An
attack.
ice maker.
Oh,
Cool it.
oh wow, he just keeps mustering them.
We
Okay.
will settle
No
this.
time. Try Legionnaire. Put him on ice.
They weaken.
What can we do for you, sir?
I'm just gonna have to keep going at this.
Lost.
It's not over.
I'm gonna lose both my cryo legionnaires, but don't do something quick.
We move.
New construction
Understood.
options.
Striking range
Objective
set.
complete.
They
Building.
have it come. Pacifier.
Yeah, this mission's just a little bit on the ridiculous side.
You better move fast. I'm not waiting for anybody.
She is a ridiculous villain for you to face,
Construction
for
complete.
anyone to
New
face.
construction options. New objective
Sending
received.
relentless waves of units, and
New bonus objective received.
the main objectives are really hard. That's another huge complaint about this particular mission. It's really, really hard, considerably compared to the rest of the campaign. And later on, I'm going to cheat a little bit,
New construction
and
options.
you'll see
Construction
what I mean by
complete.
cheating.
Building.
Prospector on duty.
It's
Building.
not really that big of a deal,
Building.
and yeah, retardedly
Enemy
hard.
units detected. Construction complete.
Very much unfair.
New construction options.
Oh
They're
no.
on the list. Erase them.
Okay, we need to get
Training.
5 of you guys out.
Construction
1 of you.
complete.
They have it coming. Understood. Clear the
Need
ground.
someone to take a look around?
Pacifier.
Let's have a look
So,
around.
first expansion.
Right away.
Takara is attempting to wall in your construction yard. Prevent those nanocores from unfurling or retreat from them if necessary.
We'll put them to rest.
These actually deal friendly fire, which is brutal.
Enemy units detected.
Absolutely brutal.
Repairing.
On time as always.
Okay,
Building.
that one's about done.
I'm listening, sir.
So we have one of these over here.
They have it
A
coming.
unit is under attack.
I've been hit. On time as always. I've got the knowledge.
God, the friendly fire.
They're not backing down.
We must be prudent.
No, it's gonna get destroyed. No.
Construction complete.
I'll build another one, I guess. So what else do we need for this? Oh god, run!
Unit
He's
lost.
being such a douchebag about this. He
Enemy units
just
detected.
knows about the friendly fire. Okay, so we need javelins. Lots of javelins. What did I do to beat this before? I used...
Construction complete.
I think I used
Building.
an air base?
Oil derrick captured.
No, I definitely
On
used
hold.
tanks.
Cancelled.
I definitely remember tanks being involved here.
Low power. A unit is under attack.
What's the next play? That all they got? Go in deep. They ain't stopping us.
Ah, look at this. One dude doing all this. Oh, even got the kill on that one.
Building captured. Reinforcements are
Sickly.
hard. Our base is under
They
attack.
can't win.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Now, I need to upgrade this facility. Might as well get out a Riptide in the meantime to deal with all these infantry.
Enemy units detected.
I do have these pacifiers, it's great,
Insufficient funds.
but not really what I'm looking for right now. I definitely need a few more peacekeepers. Just so many infantry, and it just doesn't stop.
Construction complete.
To the floor.
Oh yes, my Onis. Of course, I have Onis. 4 King Onis.
Taiwan ready.
Oh, has one defender core been launched? Lame.
A unit is under attack.
Nope, I have power plant ready.
Repairing.
Okay, this is where it gets bad, because he's gonna try and do this back attack stuff. I just have to stop it.
Select location. A collector is under attack.
That's not nice.
Upgrade complete. New construction options.
I have like a few units that can deal with this right now. I just gotta keep him down here,
Base is under attack.
because it gets brutal really fast. Come on, King Oni's! Oh god, King Oni's so good. Okay. Oh my god, this guy is just in the healing radius, is he? No, he's not. He's not in healing radius.
It has begun.
A unit is under attack.
You're anti-air, aren't you? You're not. That sucks. Oh god, I need to get some javelins out quickly.
We'll put them to
Our
rest.
base is under attack.
No, Oni, no!
We must be cautious. They're on the list. They will comply.
Retardedly hard. I should stress that more and more. This is a retardedly hard mission.
Under control.
Insufficient funds.
They can't win. Pacifier.
A unit is under attack. Unit lost.
They will
Okay.
comply.
Enemy infiltrator detected.
Strike rate
Insufficient
set.
funds.
Okay, so far so bad.
Our construction yard is under
Oh
attack.
man, I just repaired this guy. And he crashed right on top of him.
Insufficient funds.
Yeah, they have like a suicide upgrade, so they will deal damage upon crashing, if they're in the air, that is. So that's something. It's pretty brutal something besides.
Is under attack. A unit is under attack. Repairing.
Probably make this one into a rocket.
Engines running.
Just non-stop javelins. They're really, really good. And my big plan will be to wipe out the middle location as soon as this swarm of units eventually stops.
Insufficient funds.
The computer in this is very realistic. They will eventually run out of funds that they could have originally dispersed. As I remove that rocket, like instantly, freaking person shows up. Let's get a engineer out.
Our base is under attack. Insufficient funds. A unit
God,
is
that's so
under
good. Alright. And the engineer will be healing. So they'll have a method to the madness. Let's get a couple of hammer tanks. I want one for the laser minimum. The laser is really, really good.
insufficient
So I have the option of getting a Tanya. That's always cool.
On time as always. Engineer on duty.
And this guy is totally just for healing. All we run on for. Okay, so we have a party.
What's on the agenda? Armor
Warning.
spine.
A psionic decimator has been detected.
So
Insufficient
I only have so much time to destroy that decimator.
Enemy units detected. Full trade upgrade authorized. A unit is under
They shouldn't be able to destroy this.
Select target.
So after this wave is done, I will head on out. It's all anti-air units, or air units, I should say. Air waves, ground waves. And bring along our Onis with us. This guy should go heal up. Just a little bit. And away we go. The whole big old army.
Insufficient funds. Unit lost.
Wow! Is that my own stop destroying my units? Wow! Okay, so there shouldn't be too much here. Just a refinery, I think? Or two? Maybe two refineries?
A unit is under attack. Insufficient funds.
Yeah, not too much.
Enemy flight route detected. It is recommended that you prepare anti-air defenses. Takara may attack from any direction.
There's no thing here. It's all force.
Insufficient funds.
So I'm gonna run now. And my next goal is to get rid of this. ASAP. I don't want it to be used. If that gets used, I just lose. Badly.
Infiltrator detected.
As in, not good. And speaking of the devil, here is a ship. As well as a Shogun battlecruiser. Well, isn't that fun?
Our base is under attack.
It's really hard to deal with the Shogun battlecruiser because you can't actually shoot under the bridge. And he kind of positions himself in a funny way. Oh my god! I'm just losing so many units of my own artillery units. Just because of this funny positioning. Killing me. Okay,
Surgical strike
let's
ready.
get these guys in good position. Shogun battlecruiser should be down. Good. I just want to get my units all healed up before I go and do another push. That's overwhelmingly a good idea. Any other hammers? Good. So I gotta get rid of the psionic decimator. That's number one. Number two, construction yard.
Insufficient funds.
So I can get rid of those two things. All will be well. Okay, ready to go. Except for you. You are bad. Bad shape. Probably do without him, actually. Bring another one.
Insufficient funds. Select target.
Okay. And it's all pacing. It's all about the pacing. I don't want to do any air or sea units because their anti-air is ridiculous here and really hard to deal with. And their their C is also ridiculous and hard to deal with. And those two things combined make it a really bad investment. So I go with this ball of tanks for just overall cost effectiveness. They do pretty well against almost everything. And yeah, Sonic Decimator almost destroyed by the bye. Oh, look at this guy over here. See if we can get rid of him. So Sonic Decimator destroyed, and away we go. To ollie in their construction yard is the next step of this. I can't destroy this though. This cannot be destroyed. Absolutely cannot destroy this bunker, no matter what. So anything I can destroy here is great, because you can't rebuild anymore. I can put on the laser mode, because that does way more damage. Do not destroy this though. You need this to survive. Okay, so this will get rid of most of their ground units. Okay. Can I get anything else destroyed? That's a good question. There's 3 or 4 more facilities over here, and it looks like that will be all I can get rid of with this push. But it was a big victory, you know. Like, got down some pretty important facilities, and now they won't have much of an army. They have the ability to produce still, which is not good, but it's a big victory, big win. We'll take it.
Insufficient funds.
They won't be able to build. This has to stay alive though. Big key part. Sorry, big key part of what I do is I keep this alive so that I can stay longer in this stage of the game. And I want to do that because the next stage of the game is bleeding impossible. It is really hard. And so we're going to try and stay in this mode as long as humanly possible. Oh god. So we're just going to be relentless. Be relentless. Once you get that construction yard destroyed, anything you destroy, he can't rebuild. And there's no focus. You know, you can destroy anything. You can go for stationary defenses. You can go for... Refineries are big because it means he is limited the number of resources that he can produce. Like, everything's good. There's no wrong answer here. They're all good choices for targets. Obviously, unit producing structures ought to be first, can be first, should be first. Good idea to be first. I'm keeping my big guns, by the way. I'm keeping my big guns at home because I want them to be able to defend any C units. Weird, I'm aware, but that's how I do things. So we'll destroy this gun here, and that'll open up this. It's a really powerful gun. Let's get all these guys on high damage mode. High damage, low DPS. No, it's high DPS, low something. That's how it works out. Oh god.
Surgical strike ready.
Come on now. Of course, sir. Take it to them, boys.
Enemy infiltrator detected. Select location.
Don't let up, lads. Affirmative, sir. Approaching area. Of course, sir.
Insufficient funds. Enemy engineering detected.
We're on it, sir. Open fire.
Select target. A
Let's
unit
move
is
where
under
they come
attack.
from. Keep at it, lads.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Got a little bit of damage in there.
Unit lost. Select target.
And... ooh, so close. Ooh, I can feel it.
Enemy infiltrator detected.
Guardian tank awaiting deployment.
Alright, more tanks. I can build a Mirage tank and build a Athena tank. I'm choosing to build this crappy Guardian tank. Just because of how insanely cost effective it is. And he still has some air units. I still have these guys here who have been my heroes.
A unit is under attack.
They do so much damage. So good, javelins.
Guardian tank awaiting deployment. Guardian tank good to go. Right here.
Enemy units detected.
Blitz. This was on me.
Run!
Insufficient funds. Our base is under attack.
You heard the boss.
Okay. He's getting desperate now. I destroyed this refinery, that's a big thing for me. I want to destroy this refinery, this gun. That would be where I'm going with this. If he has no money, he can't build units. That's just how the game works. It's fair. Because in the old game, they just continue building units regardless. And this one, if they have no money, they can't build units, which is great, and it is something you can absolutely abuse. Wow, this guy is really not dead. He's hanging out there, or what's going on here?
Insufficient funds.
That was really confusing.
What's the next play? Ready as always. Ready to move. All right,
Oh god, the artillery fire on my own men is brutal. God, this artillery fire, my own design, is bad.
Insufficient funds.
Now these tanks are of course not as cost effective as the Soviets. I think the Soviets win in that regards. Their heal rate tanks are just so functional for these kind of all-ins. And if I had them, it would just be a much more effective move on my part.
Infiltrator detected. Enemy
But unfortunately, I cannot get them.
insufficient funds. An ore mine has been depleted.
what's on the agenda?
A unit is under attack.
You should probably run these guys over, eh? At least one of these.
Best behavior.
Gun over here. Or...
Insufficient funds.
This can be destroyed.
Unit lost.
Okay, aeronautics upgrades I'll be going for next.
Aeronautic upgrade authorized.
So I gotten rid of this. Excellent.
Insufficient funds.
Now the one up here. And he can't build units after that. That will completely restrict him.
Enemy engineer detected.
It's like, oh look, a sneaky base up here. Which we'll be, abusing later on. All this stuff is pretty open to abuse and use.
A unit is under attack.
These turrets don't do anything.
Insufficient
Except like to infantry, of course. Which I have some of. So there's a lot of factories up here for me to destroy. So we go ahead at that.
Come on now.
Insufficient funds.
This is it, boys. Pressure on. On the mess here, sir. Keep at it, lads.
A unit
Trying to time this all right. Come on. Lasers.
Spotlight's on that one. Don't worry, I got plenty more. Keep the pressure on.
He's running low on forces. He's just barely mustering defenses now.
insufficient funds.
And yeah, we'll be moving into phase 2 soon. And phase 2 I won't be doing. I actually have a save file that I'll be using. But yeah, I won't be doing it myself because it takes a long time to set it up that way. I'm setting myself up for the maximum possible win, basically. And yeah, it's a little cheaty-ish, I guess, with what I'm doing. But I mean, once you see the amount of stuff that I'm doing, you'll more or less understand, I think. So basically, we're gonna clear out the entire map. Every single structure, everything except for this. This VIP security bunker absolutely has to survive. Cannot die. Need it. Very important structure. No resistance at all anymore. It's all gone. My double click of the 1 actually draws me to the unfortunate bottom direction. Okay, so basically the plan is to get refineries up here and here. I'm going to have a large number of airports. That's something I will be doing. I'll be getting a large number of a lot of stuff, like just static defense all along this front here. And I'll be having a lot of Harbinger gunships. That'll be another thing that'll be very, very cool. And I don't really care about these abilities right now because honestly, I'll be in a game where I have all of them. I'm going to get a proton collider. Proton Collider because it's very, very strong. And I will be getting, what else? Oh yeah, there's a really weird one. 2 collectors. Yeah. 2 collectors right here for this possible border with a refinery ready and a spectrum tower. And that's because I want to secure another resource point. And look, all these abilities, I have Chronosphere. I have a little group set up here with units. Actually, I want to make an adjustment if I can.
Insufficient
I just thought about this, and this is just so smart. We're going to put a Riptide APV, CPV, whatever it is, in this group, and we're going to put a Tanya, and we're going to put some peacekeepers. And we're going to use Tanya to just really mess them up. And I just thought of this. I never did this before. This is crazy. So yeah, this is my setup. It's gonna little extra weighting here. I have beat it with this now. No, lots of Harbingers, lots of Apollo fighters. These are absolutely crucial, very key. We have to be able to destroy the enemy's command yard. That's got to happen. Their construction yard. We have to destroy their unit producing facilities, as many as possible. And we need this many Apollos, and keep in mind, that's a lot of Apollos. That's 16 Apollos to take out his Geiga Tower, which is something that we'll be seeing later.
Y'all ready back there?
So, the longer you spend with this thing sitting here, the better you'll do. No, depleted, and depleted. And also depleted. So this is why this is important right here. This will get you resources that you'll need for later on. And we'll add Tanya into our mix.
Let's rock.
And keep in mind, no cheating here. I did get to this point. I'm just skipping over all this sort of nonsense that I'd be otherwise forced into doing.
Right here. Talk to me.
So you can Chronosphere vehicles, and you can Chronosphere vehicles with people in them. What you can't Chronosphere is people. They die. And like we just reticle over this group, and you know, like a little bit of space in the middle here. So maybe we'll put the multi-gunner in the middle here, and we'll put this guy in there. I have the same 2 pacifiers I had from the beginning here. I have a ridiculous amount of javelins to defend vehicles and try and get some anti-air support. And yeah, this is going to be a very brutal, very aggressive attack. Let's put Tanya in the middle here.
Got something fun for
So yeah, like this is kind of a real way to deal with the amount, the ridiculous amount of BS that this mission brings. And yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go for it. See how this goes. I know how this goes. It goes very well. Very poorly for them, but very, very well for me. And there's a lot of things you can do before it even begins. So we're going to grab our prospectors, and the second that the screen expands, we're going to expand with them. Now my micro will not be very fast because I have a dash hound in my leg.
Great, thanks a lot. Now I'll have to change all my plans.
Oh, you poor soul. Battlefield expanded, say it!
Objective complete.
Battlefield expanded?
Battlefield expanded.
Sweet.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, we got them all moving into position. Perfecto! Ernesto!
The Empire is in your debt, Commander. For you have finally cleared the way for the crowning of a new Emperor. Emperor Tatsu. Now I will use the forces you captured from these warlords and expel you and the rest of the allies from Japan. Once again, we will be the true Empire.
God, this ending is such BS. Absolute BS. I can't believe they did it this way. Like, you just have these freaking Geiga towers show up, and they're just a mothball of absolute chaos and destruction.
Ever wonder what they're thinking down there?
I'm sorry, Commander. We should have had better intel on what Tatsu was up to. Once again, you're in the thick of it. You're going to have to stop him before this situation gets out of hand.
Okay, so we need you here, you down there.
Got something fun ready.
Our base is under attack. Insufficient funds.
So we're gonna go right here. Oh my god, I actually got a good shot on there. Oh, Chronosphere time.
A new weapon called the Giga Fortress. Be on your guard, Commander. A unit is under attack.
Little something for everyone.
Okay. And I want to use this thing here. Just look at my units that are there, and you'll know why. Okay, so we're gonna lose a collector. That's no biggie. And that destroys most of his structures. Tanya is pretty ridiculous. Oh, now we need to get rid of him. Just extreme situations call for it. Shoot, I just lost Tanya, I think. Nope, she's still kind of alive. There she goes.
Construction complete.
And this should eliminate most threats. Like, he shouldn't be able to do too much to attack me.
Hey, they're shooting at us. Punching it in.
Our base is
There's still another one of these dudes just chilling out. But most of his base is pretty well destroyed. Now, what other buildings does he have left? Oh, he has a single seaport. So we'll go ahead and destroy that. And just note, this AA doesn't actually almost cover it. That's how bad this is. Now, do we have more gunships? I think we do. Yep. Add them to the flock. I guess I didn't really need this. And yeah, just a ridiculous defense needed to build this. You just have to destroy the enemy before you even possibly know you exist. It's a ridiculous ending. Ridiculous! Probably the worst campaign out of all of them. At least one.
My father's legacy. Japan's destiny. Everything was in place.
Mission accomplished.
I'm glad to see you in one piece, sir. Tatsu caught us completely off guard. We should have suspected he was up to something. If he had succeeded, he could have resurrected the Empire's full military might. The only reason he didn't was because of your efforts. The world owes you a great debt. Thank you, Commander.